Hello everyone! In Frostfire Ridge there's a disconnected questline with Khadgar and Warden Cordana, which is pretty interesting, so I thought it could be fun to dedicate a video to it. When you arrive with your boat, Khadgar is there to help you out, and he is carrying a Tish great staff of the Guardian. This staff used to belong to the Guardians. It was passed on from generation to generation, including to Medivh, who was Khadgar's teacher. The staff was destroyed, but they decided to restore it in the comics, and they gave it to Medivh's and Corona's son, namely Gul'dan. Gul'dan has never truly been added to the story, so my hope is that they've decided to give the staff to Khadgar. That would really be awesome, but it could also very well be that this is just a placeholder. Now Khadgar, he follows the group to your garrison, he opens up a portal and then he disappears. I believe they still need to add a couple of more quests to the zone, because we later find him together with Warden Cordana Felsong. A lot of you during the stream, they were like, hey, that's Maiev, so Illidan's gonna show up, but sadly, that's not true. It is true that Maiev used to be the leader of the Watchers and she looked like the Warden, and their main role was to guard Illidan, but over the years they evolved and they started to track down escaped prisoners, mete out Night Elf justice. Their role became much bigger. After Illidan's defeat, Maiev became a little bit crazy, and she tried to kill Malfurion and the Highborn in Darnassus. Her brother, Jared Shadowsong, he managed to save the day, he managed to stop Maiev and he scared her off. We don't know where Maiev currently is, but we do know that her brother has taken up leadership over the Watchers. These new Watchers, they now serve as a security force for Darnassus, and they will hunt down its threats and its enemies. They helped us out in the Firelands during the Cataclysm, and now Cordana apparently joins us for Warlords. That's the background for these two characters out of the way. Now Khadgar and Cordana, they have found a demonic force infecting the local wildlife, and they're certain that the Shadow Council is involved. Khadgar feels that the Shadow Council is nearby, and with them Gul'dan. They have to deal with this threat, but they'll need the support of the local Frostwolf orcs who live in the village of Tromvar. Orcs are not likely to instantly warm up to a human and a night elf, but since we are the saviors of Wargol, we're the champions amongst the Frostwolf clan, we can vouch for them and we get things running. Farseer Urquan says that he's seen the corruption that Khadgar and Cordana are talking about. The mother of wolves, she's been infected, and we're sent out to kill her and put her out of her misery. The mother has the distinctive green glow of demonic corruption around her, and during the battle, tentacles spawn. So the Shadow Council has been busy with infecting the mother in an attempt to spread the corruption to the rest of the pack and eventually to the orcs. We kill her and we give her a proper burial, and this mutual respect between the wolves and the clan, this is something that you'll see a couple of times throughout the zone. The Frostwolves, they will choose a companion for themselves, they make that choice, and that bond, they will last a lifetime until either one of them leaves the world. Even Thrall has a snow song who chose him when he found the Frostwolf clan back on Azeroth. For the next part, we need to take out the great Shui Halat. Something has awakened this great beast, and her thrashing is shaking the earth. We need to put her to eternal rest before all of the north collapses into the ocean, and in the cave we find a couple of pale orcs wielding their shamanistic magic. Not much is explained about the pale orcs yet. They remind me personally a lot of Goblin from Lord of the Rings, and Urquan says that they sound like the war singers of Nagrand. Hopefully that zone will give more information in the future. With the beast taken out, we turn in the quest, and the quest text says, as for the ogre, his name is Cho'Gall. You should kill him. And I redid the quest a couple of times, thinking that I must have missed something, that Cho'Gall should appear, but I couldn't find Cho'Gall. Probably something they still need to implement. Next up is infiltrating the Shadow Council, and for this Khadgar wants to use one of the Shadow Council's eyes. To control them, we'll need the All-Seeing Ring from the head warlock, so we set out to kill him. While we're there, Urquan asked of us to kill necrophytes and fell wolves, since they're desecrating the dead in the boneyard. It looks like the Shadow Council has learned a couple of new tricks, and are now resurrecting dead frost wolves into fell wolves, which look pretty damn awesome. For those that don't know the history, the Shadow Council from our timeline, it was a secret group of followers, mainly warlocks, which Gul'dan had assembled to rule the Horde from behind the curtains. In this timeline, in this reality, Garrosh stopped the Horde from drinking demon blood, and by doing so, he messed up Gul'dan's plans. We already knew from BlizzCon that Gul'dan would be on the phone with Kil'jaeden, since he's the only warlord with the iconic green skin. Green skin indicates the use of fel magic, which from our time spread to the orcs who used that magic, or who were close to those who used it. In this reality, it's limited to Gul'dan and his followers. So we kill the hounds, we kill a bunch of warlocks, we kill Oxor the Necrophurge, and we take this ring to spy on Gul'dan. Cordana says that we should have killed them all at the Dark Portal in the beginning, and damn the consequences. So this isn't the only time that we'll see Gul'dan and a Shadow Council. Some data mine information suggested that they used Gul'dan to actually power the Dark Portal to begin with, so I'd imagine that we remove Gul'dan as a power source, we destroy the portal, Gul'dan escapes, and Cordana and Khadgar, they try to track him down again. But that's just purely my interpretation. While spying, we see Gul'dan giving orders to Cho'Gall and Teron Gore. He's going to help Teron Gore with his Shadow Moon business, and I have no idea yet what that means. After that, they're going to go to Talador and infiltrate the Akunai and take control of Akundun. Akundun is a holy place for the Draenor, where the dead are laid to rest. Countless souls they potentially could use for some very evil things. And this will be a future dungeon where we go in and kick Teron Gore's butt. For those that don't remember, in our reality Teron Gore, he was turned into the first Death Knight by Gul'dan, killed by Turellian, brought back by us, and finally defeated in the Black Temple. Cho'Gall's mission will send him to Nagrand, where he will subjugate the fallen Naru inside Oshu'gan. Oshu'gan is the spaceship that brought the Draenor to Draenor. It crashed, and then the Naru inside slowly started to die. Over time, it would become a holy place for the orcs, and apparently Gul'dan has figured out that a Naru is resting inside. He wants Cho'Gall to get the Naru for him for the unlimited power that awaits, and Cho'Gall says that the Pale are the key. He's probably talking about the Pale Orcs, described as the War Singers of Nagrand, so again, hopefully we'll see more on that subject once we get to party in Nagrand. During the stream, a couple of viewers were kind enough to point out a shadow during this vision, and a whole bunch of you commented with ideas on who this could possibly be. Some suggested that it was Thrall, some suggested Kairos Dormu, others named Medivh, and some believe it's simply Garona. We still don't know more, and it's fun to speculate, but we'll have to wait to find out. It could very well just be Garona, since that's the one who shows up a little bit later, or if it's truly Medivh or Thrall, well, that opens up a whole can of speculating lore. I can't wait to find out. Gul'dan, he sees us spying on him and he blows up the eye, but we know where he is, so it's time to take action and quickly capture Gul'dan. Khadgar tells us to collect the Heart of Furnace, to get the key, to destroy the pillars and open up the way. Cordana tells us to kill a bunch of the Shadow Council, and what's interesting, but also kinda freaky, is that Gul'dan's draining his warlocks of their powers. Some even beg you to kill him, and there's some freaky sound effects going on with there, so Gul'dan is still his pure evil form. I really like that. With the way open, we enter the cave and we find Gul'dan together with Gazelda. There are two Gazeldas that I know of, and at first I thought that this was Gazelda, daughter of Blackhand. In our time period, Gazelda was not respected by Blackhand, she ran away with an ogre, and eventually ended up in the dead mines where her father had her killed. That was my first idea, right? I thought this is that Gazelda, but then Gul'dan uses his powers that he drains, and he transforms Gazelda into a Shavara. Gazelda the Crone from our time period does the exact same thing. She also transforms from orc to Shivara, so it's most likely that that's the orc we're looking for. We manage to bring Gazelda down, but Gul'dan manages to escape. Before he leaves, he says that soon he will have enough fel blood to make thousands for the Burning Legion. Do give my regards to Khadgar. I've a present coming for him. So apparently Gul'dan is making new recruits for the Legion, and he already knows about Khadgar, again hinting at what we might see in the first zone in Tanaan Jungle. Back at the camp, Khadgar tells us that not all is lost. We know where the Shadow Council is, we're going to regroup at Talador, and we're going to take some action. A cinematic pops up, and the first thing Khadgar says is, Calandrios, I would like to witness the ritual of binding again. Calandrios is the name for the air elemental in Nagrand, but he's not added to this scene yet, so it might be a bug, might be an NPC that they still need to add. After that, from the shadows, Garona Half-Orcan strikes, the gift Gul'dan had sent to Khadgar. Garona from our timeline was created by forcing an orc and a Draenor to mate, and she was then trained, tormented, magical spells were placed on her mind, she was made a slave of Gul'dan. On this Draenor, the Draenor are not defeated yet, so I wonder if they'll keep the original story, like has Gul'dan captured a Draenor, has he still got this breeding program going on, or if they're going to rewrite the story. Either way, her assassination fails, Khadgar's cool as a cucumber, and with that, the questline ends. Lots of lore still waiting in the future, and I can't wait to find out where the story is going to go. That means that we're at the end of this video, so thank you very much for watching everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos, and until next time guys, see ya!